So hello everyone. Okay, hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Great. Great, let's let everybody check it in. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Yeah, I see some familiar faces. Great. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. Okay. So yeah, welcome to our Wobody needle felting workshop, and today we are going to work on the anglerfish. So I see many of you are joining our last sections for the sharks. Yeah, and today we're going to work on this character. This is actually one of my favorite characters. Let me stop sharing this. Let me make sure we have a recording. So okay,
There we go.
great, everything. Yeah, so today's workshop, I want to be as interactive as possible. So if you have any question, just turn on your mic and talk to me so I can help you. So today I'm going to show you, we are going to work on the anglerfish. So I think you should already have the kit. It has many different colors. Yeah, before we start, I still want to do a little survey to ask how many of you familiar with the needle felting or have joined our workshop before? Okay, great. So yeah, is there any new you haven't done felting before? If you can type in the chat, you can type 1 if you haven't done felting before. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think everyone's have done felting before. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, so this characters, before I start, so you've already familiar with the process, and so yeah. But if you have any question, you can still ask me, so I can explain to you because this is a more interactive workshop. So we are going to work on little critters here. Okay, so I have some samples, but those are bigger, but we are making smaller so we can finish about 2 hours. And so before we start, let me, where's that? This one, okay. So usually when we do more of a fantasy characters, I like to create, find some reference. So I think some really good references from the movie. And one of my favorites is Finding Nemo. So one of my favorite movies is Finding Nemo. So it has a lot of great character designs, and especially the auto book. So they kind of work through. So the animation process, usually the studio hire a lot of artists, so try to discover the possibility for each character. So they have a rough story, but they invite artists to work on some of the ideas. So, but they are not always every single design work in the sequence. Let's see. I think Nemo. Yeah, just like really brief. So like this is the anglerfish idea, right? So like this one. So you can see the character design. So those are the pencil drawing. So you can see how the artist kind of goes through and design, and like this one. So those are more realistic deep sea anglerfish. Right, and let's see. So you can see the different styles. So for the each artist. So we can do, and also another good reference is to and also Star Wars. So like this is a little Star Wars book, so kind of like a creature. So if we want to create a creature-y characters, so those are also great reference for to kind of see how those concept artists what they come up with. So this is a more like freaky creature-y. But we are here. My work is more on the cuteness side. So, but I like to see, oh, maybe they can create a horn. Maybe their legs can be shorter. So those are some of the idea I can learn from different artists. Yeah. So and also online, there's a lot of good resources we can we can use to find a new ideas. So this is this anglerfish is more of on the creative side because there's no right or wrong. So we can be creative. We just make something and we can discover how you're gonna look throughout the process. Okay. So yeah, so this is a little bit about the design. Yeah. So let's get started. So you should already have the boxes, right? So let me pin myself. Okay, so should have the boxes. So let's choose the beginning. We can choose the material, the color. So this is a lot of different color, but we can choose. So in general, let's see the design. So let's see. So what makes it a good anglerfish, right? So first thing, they have a big mouth, the jaw, and then the teeth, right? And also the body, the fin. I like to create two tones. So this is on top tone. You can create lighter or darker, and the bottom. So the reason for this design is this way we can separate the mouth and body. So you will see they are separate. So you can see they has a little. So you can really tell this is the mouth shape, right? And also similar like this. So it has like two tones. So you can choose two major color for your work for later use. So I would say I would choose maybe the teal, but you are totally welcome to choose any color. See this one, this camera here. So I would choose the teal, and maybe so we can kind of put this to get side by side to see how this contrast. I would like to have more contrast. Okay, maybe this mix the darker and the lighter this here. Okay. So now I have the idea of what color I'm going to use, and also you can use the red too. So I like the red color as well. So the red color as well. So yeah, you're free to choose different color. Okay. And later I will show you how to mix the color as well. Okay, so let's get started. So the same thing, every class, I always want to remind everyone the safety. So do slower than you think. So poke it slower because if you do too fast, it breaks the needle. So do it slow, like the movement, and also you hold your piece. So I usually hold my needle and then just do this up and down movement. And then I use my other hand to move it. So this is a more of a repeating the same movement over and over. And then I use this. So let me show what I mean. So if I poke like that, so I would do this and then turn and then poke and turn and poke. So that way it's easier to operate. So, okay. All right, any questions so far? Should we start? Okay, yeah. Let's start. Let me share I think the recording will be more clear if
what size needle are you going to be using?
So I'm using the 36, but if
Okay.
you have the pink needle, you can use the pink needle. So this one.
Okay.
Yeah, but in the kit, it has the 36 size needle.
So all the needles in the kit are 36?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, so those are the bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me share my screen. Second camera. Let's see. Not this one. Okay, so this should be the right camera. Okay. Okay, so the beginning, let's grab some of the white wool, but you need to save some for later use. because we still have the eyes or some other feature, the teeth. So you save a little bit for later use. And right. So the first thing you want to do is you want to roll this into a shape. So you want to roll this. It can be like random. There's no like what shape. So I would do kind of just like that. That would be good. It's kind of have some volume. And then just poke the fiber down. So you can see I'm doing very gentle, just poke the fiber to lock the fiber in place. So this is a very the very beginning. So you can see still very fluff, still has a lot of extras, but those are okay because once we are kind of get the idea. So yep, just make the basic shape. This is will be the core. So you can explore anglefish because there's no right or wrong or what it should look. So it can be very creative. You can explore the different shapes. So maybe I will put some more later. Okay, so now I have this basic core. Okay. Yeah, make sure you put on a softer surface, like you can use a sponge, or in the kit has this felt mat, so you can use this as a base. And yeah, so if you work on larger project, you can use a larger piece, larger size of mat. So just a little bit. So this is just the goal for this piece is so they are not fall apart. So you can hold this. So it will all the fiber will stick in. The surface can be fluff. That's okay because later on we are going to wrap with a different color. Okay, and now what we can do is everybody finished their core? Good. Okay, so next one is the design, is the creative part. So what you can do is you can start to think about, okay, so this is the piece, where is the head and where is the tail? And then I can start adding some more extra to it. So I think I like a very big jaw size. It's kind of like, let me see. Yeah, so like the bottom part, like this one, I want to add a little more so you can see that. And so I will put some extra to the bottom. Then I have this as a very big mouth area. So you can see, I just add some more here to give the volume. So this process is more of we call rough in. So like when we do figure sculpting or when we create characters, usually we have a clay, so we just rough in through those clay piece to kind of look at it and figure it out if this is the shape we want. So you kind of have that. Okay. Okay, then just poke the fiber down. So, and one tips is when you work, once you have the shape, then you can look at it and see you can use your finger to kind of press to see, oh, is there any area still very soft? So like maybe the jaw size here is very soft. So I know that later on I will put more, because when I start putting color, this will shrink. And if this is a really soft. And also I think I want the tail be flat. So I can poke them more. Okay. So this part, the idea is don't work too much on this part. It's just like a basic idea. Once we have the colors, we will get we'll see better. So I think I have this kind of shape. So it has the head is bigger and also the smaller tail here. Okay. Okay, let me check some everybody's. Okay, great. Yeah, sure, it's good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure, it's good. Yeah, Heather, that's great. Okay, yeah. So the basic shape, and this is probably not going to be the final shape yet, right? So we continue working on this. So the next step is to, so once we have this basic shape, and then we can start to put a color. So let's see. Let me see. I want to have a darker color at the back. Let me share my screen. Okay. So I want a darker color. So now I choose this color, this dark dark green, and also the blue. Then I can mix this color, but you can totally use just a pure color, totally fine. What you can do is to, so I'm going to show you two different ways. One is using the brush, the felt brush, right? So we can brush them together. And another one is if you don't have this tool, you can use a hand to separate this. So I will show you the first how to use your hand to create, to mix a color. So the first you want to prepare this. Yeah, use a hand is a little bit harder, but still works. So you want to separate them and make them like kind of soft, right? So you separate them, a little bit of transparent. And then another color. So use a hand mix is not very good for larger amount because they will not be very even. But it has a lot of texture, so it's also good. So this is the blue, and I can just put them together and then just use a hand to kind of hand blend. So you see this has a little texture. So if you use a hand blend, don't try to, so they are not the color needs to be closer, so not to the color not to jump. So they probably need to, so that way you feel it's not too pop, and this actually can feel blends better. So just use your hand to do that. And then if you find some area is not, so like here, it got a lot of blue here, so I can separate them and put it there and then do this again. So that's a hand blending. So you can just continue doing that and move your material. So you just hand blend this. This is actually one of the way, and then you can see if you put this on top, this is has a lots of textures. Okay. So that's a hand blending. Another way is to, and also once you have your major color done, right? And then you can put another kick. So what I can add a little gray to the mix and also separate them and then just put in the mix. So like that. Yeah, you can be creative and put any color you want. So the next part I will show you is the actual what we do in if we need to create a lot more. So we are using the color. So those are the color, and they are also the dog brush. So if you are, so you can use those to comb your dog or cat, and also you can use this to mix in wool. Okay. So you need two. So let me, so this is the original color. And so what you need to do is to separate this to first, you want to load this to the brush. So doing like that. So the brush has a direction. So you see this is a curve this way, and then you just load it on top like that. So this is actually really fun. It's a good, you can work with your kids and ask them, oh, what you think, how this color will look. So they can guess and they can mix this with you. So now we have the first color, and then we can do the second color. So you just load it up. So now we have 2 layers, and also maybe to put a little kick. Just a little bit. I put a little bit of red. Kind of random, so it's okay. All right, so we have 3 color, and then we can use another brush to brush this into each other. So this is going this direction, and this is going to this direction, and then we can just brush into each other. So the second brush will pick out all the fiber like that. So you can see both brush loaded with the fiber, and then you can. So we are doing this, right? So the reverse, and then we do the same and to take it out. And then we brush it again. So do this a couple of times. So I will show you the end result. They are 2 very different. Okay, so now I have brushed a couple of times, and then you can see the new color. Like that. And this is our hand blend. So it can still see a lot of textures, but this is all kind of mixed into one color. Still has a texture. So if you want to blend more, then you can just continue brush this. But I think I'm going to use a hand. I like this. It's has a lot of textures. So for the sea creature, it kind of like the skin and the tone. And also if you find this is a too contrast, I will show you how to later on. I will show you how to mix them. Okay. All right. So did you all prepare the color you need? All right, great. Yeah, should we move on? Okay, cool. All right. Let's see. Okay. Put this brush away. Okay, so now I can start let it out the color. So this will be the back. And so I would just try to find the color. So I would just let it on top and then poke it in. So I would do is a half. The bottom part is the bottom part of the body, right? So then just poke those fiber in. Okay. So the extra. Yeah, I usually mix a little more. So if I need to fix a certain area, I will still have the same blend. You can see the body has kind of like a painting with the wall, like watercolor. So you have a lot of textures. So, and then you see there's some white spot. I want to take out that part, so I can use the mix I have, and then just put it on top, and then poke it in. Let's see. Okay, here there's some spot, and then I can. So here is a tip. So for example, like this one, you can totally see this shape going this way, right? So I want to break that. And so what I can do, I can just grab a piece of wood and then make it very thin. So you can see this is almost like see-through, right? So very thin, and lay it on top and then poke. So I would do the base first. So take out the white spot because the white also gonna show. And then I can play this very thin layer to the top and then poke and then mix them together. So you can see this is not too obvious anymore. And same thing to here. So this is a way, if the blend sometimes is not very good, then we can still fix them. Yeah, but sometimes I like you still can see the texture. Okay, so now is the time to put them in. So you can start poking them in to make it smooth. And also sculpting at the same time. So remember to where is the head and where is the tail. So that way you when you're thinking about the design, your hand somehow will make it happen. So for example, I want this the front is a flat, and then I can just poke on that. Let's see. Yes. So like this is yeah, actually I like this rendering happen here. So but I want to break like this one to break a little bit. So this anglerfish design actually almost get into a movie, animated movie. So the story behind this was, I think 1 year, I forgot which year. So I was at a Comic-Con. The DreamWorks is working on the cruise. So the director of the cruise, and he also the director of How to Train Your Dragon, Chris Sanders. He also had a booth next to close to my booth there. So he saw the anglerfish, thinking, oh, that's a great design. So he think he might be able to put that in the water sequence. So I was so excited, and so we are start doing the design process and try to come up with what we can do. And so he sent his recruiter and the designer to me, and then we just talk about, well, what's the design. So you can see the Chris Sanders, the design is kind of not too freaky, not too realistic. It's more of like very stylized characters. So then we've been working for just a little bit, and he actually got several of my piece, the characters, one similar to this guy, and then started the development. But unfortunately, the whole underwater sequence, because the budget, so it all got cut. So you're not gonna see that in the movie. So I was so sad. But anyway, so in the animation, a lot of design, great design, you're not gonna see because the productions or the might not feed the story. Yeah, like when we work on the Clone Wars, and also a lot of sequences, a lot of the characters, it's really great characters. It's not in the movie, in the final product. Okay, so now I put the color and I start to sculpting. You can see this is start getting smooth and also smaller, and also I'm trying to kind of create a shape, right? So I want the tail get smaller, so I actually work on the tail a little more, so push a little more. And then also I want this as a little forehead, and then I can squeeze this and then give this a little forehead. And also the jaw here. You can see I try to push this, so this will give you some, sometimes it's a surprise, it's not intentional, but the character itself, it actually start telling you, oh, this is a good to go this way, and this is a good to go that way. I'm not too worried about the bottom part yet, because later on we are putting another color in, so this will cover this. But just like I want the top is good, and also you can see the blend. It actually give you some kind of texture, right? So the hand blended. Actually, I like it. Okay. Let's see. So let's continue work on this part. Okay, so let me check on everybody. So is there any questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at the design of the fish, actually, I colored the bottom part of it. So you were just saying a minute ago that we're gonna do a different color on the bottom. Does it have to be a different color, or can the whole fish
Yeah, yeah.
just make
So
make the fins a different color or something of that nature?
yeah, yeah, totally. So you can make the exactly same color as well. So yeah. Yeah, anglerfish actually, in the nature, the anglerfish actually they have it's all the same color. So there's no like belly. Yeah, yeah.
I just got a little ahead of myself.
Yeah, felting is great. Is to you can decide what you want to do, right? So there's no right or wrong. That's why I love it. It's just that I can how I feel today, and I can do different colors. Great. Yeah, and a great idea is the fins are different colors, so you can tell. Right. Okay, great. Laura, that's great. It's cool. Great,
See, the
yeah.
top of mine is all white.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's very organic. So I already can see the eyes. Even if you don't want to put a color, you want to still keep this as the white, that's also totally fine. Yeah. Great, that's great. Cool. Heather, yeah. Cool, very cool. Yeah. And also if sometimes we feel if it's just one color, a little bit of blend, right? So a little bit blank. So you can later on, so we can still decorate like this one. The original was only one color, and I start putting little spots, little dots like that. So it could give like little character, give a little texture. Yeah, it's all optional. So you can decide. Okay. So let me continue working on this part. So this is a more of a sculpting. So you want to sculpting that, and now is the time to check your piece to make sure they are tight. So some areas, if I use my hand to kind of feel this, some part like this part is a little soft. So I may want to poke a little more. And then I think the bottom part I want to this smaller, and I can also poke more. So then we do the area check, right? So the area I want to be. Yeah, so felting is it's a
I
almost
have
like,
a question.
yeah.
I put the color, this is straight on looking at the face. I put the color too far down compared to yours, or?
Yeah, don't worry. It's okay. So it's good. Yeah. So even
Okay.
if it's too far down, so later on, if you want to move it back, so we can put another color. So we can put
Okay,
a
so I didn't, is his face flat?
yeah. Yeah, that's
It's
okay.
flat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. It can be flat or it can be another. So like mine is to so kind of create this shape. So this will be
oh, I
because
see.
the teeth will be around here. So
So
I
what- So
yeah.
we can add that then, the jaw on the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
totally. Yeah.
thank you.
Great. Yeah, it's felting is a very therapeutic, almost feels it's mindful. So we just poking the fiber. So don't have to think too much. To the end, you will always good. Because what I discovered, the one time there's therapist in New York, she actually contacting us to say, yeah, can can they use our kit to become use as their art therapy tool to help with people relax? I say, yeah, I wasn't because I'm more artist background, so I more I love enjoy the art, but I don't know why I enjoy so much, because when I work on the project, it's very relaxing. So there's no right or wrong, or if I like a crochet or sewing, this is some like crochet, if I didn't count it right, so it looks weird, but the felting, you can just fix it and tweak it. Okay. So you can see this is a kind of the back. I think the back is okay now. I can feel everything is smooth. It's all good. Okay, and then I can work on the next. I can if you there's an options. You can decide if you want, if you like the belly is the white, that's totally fine. But I would use another color and to work on that. Okay. Cool. Right, let me check everybody. That's good. Great, yeah. Nice. Cool, yeah. Great, Cindy, that's great. Yeah. Michelle, that's good. Okay, so okay, I'll give you guys a little more time. And you can continue work on that part, the body. And then we will work on the next color. Okay. The next color I'm going to use is I'm going to use a teal. But you can use if you use a red, you can find another color, so so that can work with that. So if you use a red, pink also good. Actually, any color will work. It depends on the style you are looking for. So I will mix because I like the contrast of the body. So the back is a darker, and the belly is, I want to make it lighter. So I will use a teal and this light blue. And also I'm gonna use a hand mix. Just a little bit. I think it should don't need to mix too much. Okay, just prepare the color. You can use a pure color and then use a single color, and then later on you can put it thin layers on top to, or little dots to give it little textures as well. Okay. Okay, so the yeah, are we ready to the next? Okay, so the next part the same actually. So we just put the color to cover the white area, but the key is to I want to save this jaw area, so I need to have enough volume to hold it. So you might use all my my material because I can sculpt this. right? And sometimes, because when I put, this is also a design issue here. So when I put this on top, I feel it's very busy. So because the color, so you can see this has this color, has this color, and the body. So I may want to simplify this. So I may just decide, I change my mind. I want just use a pure color. I think that will already work. And one more thing is to, when you blend this two together, so when you put so if you're looking for more organic, so the transition, so I like to make this a little fluff and then overlap a little bit. So create kind of, this is a nice transition. So if I do that, so you can see this is a very clear line. So it depends on your design. So if I didn't, if I make it fluff, right? So I will do it again. Make it this edge is a fluff, and then when I lay over this, so you see the transition is a little more organic, so more natural. But if I do the mechanic, or if I create line, and then I just lay this on top, you see it's very clear lines here. So this is a good for if you create robots, you create some other characters, you need like really clear line, you can do that. But the anglerfish, I will tend to, this is more organic, and I do that. Okay, and then just poke those in. Yeah, even like this is like very, has a lot of fibers sticking out, and actually I like it, and I can use my finger to move them up. So this actually blend very well. So you can see, so this is almost like, oh, it is, you don't see this is another, you see this is a color transition over to the bottom. This part also a personal preference. So some people like to see very clear line. That's actually totally fine. So sometimes we design character, we want to have a very cartoony, very stylish characters. We can create like very clear line. So this step is just putting another color. And you can see I'm still leave this open because I have, while working, you can start thinking about, oh, what's this is going to be look like. So I think I want to have this anglerfish has a very big jaw. So he can have enough space to feed all those big teeth. That's why I try to save this part for later. Yeah, if you have any questions, just ask me.
I had a question, Jackie.
Yeah.
How do you have any tips on keeping things symmetric? Because it always seems like one side is higher, bigger, etc.
Yeah. So that's actually hard to actually, because wool is very organic. So what I do is I usually, so after you work a little bit, so you look at it and you kind of see, and then because your eye will tell you which part is bigger, and then you actually work on that other side more, so that the bigger you work on the bigger side more, and then that will shrink. And if this is two parts, for example, if this so like for example it's a fan, and you are making separate parts, then you can create a fan side by side and then put it together, so you can see the size will be similar. But for this is a more of organic. For example, I think this side is bigger than this side, and then I can just poke here more. Then this side will shrink. And also, if this is too much, you can kind of twist it. You can use your hand to squeeze them to make that into the shape you need. And after that, remember to poke a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but anglerfish, my favorite part is the anglerfish is not so they are, so for example, like this guy, so he's totally weird and completely different two sides. Yeah, and this guy. So this guy too. You can see that the teeth go all the way here, and this just a little bit. Yeah, but if we work on the robot or anything mechanical things, then that's a little bit hard to do. Okay. Yeah, and also you can measure it if you if this is very important, so you can measure. And so if some part is too small, you can add more. So now I have the belly here, and so now I can work on more of the jaw here. So the reason I'm not closing this is because I need to add more, because this is very soft. So I know when I'm poking this will shrink, and I lost all the shapes. So I will just edit this more. So this part is also kind of interesting, is if the shape, let me show you this guy. So this guy, all this part actually is an add-on. When I create the in the middle, the center part, but this doesn't have enough volume. So you can see this all big volume is I add. So kind of like I add a lot more to this to create a big, nice jaw here. Yeah, and the same thing, the design for this one. So this is a too soft. So if I poke, this will shrink, and so I lost all the volume. So that's why I need to save this. Yeah, let me mix this. So if I want to add more, so I can prepare my material. I can use my hand to squeeze this, And then I can just add this on top. And then poke it in. So kind of create a very big jaw. Yeah, but you don't have to do that. It's it is a personal preference, a design. So you can see now this has a very big jaw, but they are very soft. So once I work a little more and then we'll create the shape. Okay. And also, I think I need to twist this a little. Okay, yeah, just continue work on the bottom part. And once we done this, and this will be the basic, and then we can start work on the features, the fun part. So there's a couple. So once you start doing a lot more felting, we highly recommend use those pink needles. So those are from Clovers. You can get this from Amazon or on our website. So those are very good to use. And also, if you work on a larger piece, so those are the metal needles. So this is also very handy to have one. But if you just start, this is actually very heavy, so it's a little hard to use for beginner. And especially if you work on small project, don't use this. This will be, when I started doing felting, this one actually got me several times. So be very careful with using the bigger needle. Yeah, and also there's some are we still sharing screen? No. Let's see. Yeah, so this is another needle. So the needle in the kit is the 36 triangle. So the needle, those are very easy to use as a single needle, or you can take them two together. So you can see though in the kit, those needles are longer than the one in the tool. So those are in the tool, they are shorter. Yeah, they are the same. So they are the 36. Yeah. So if the length is the same, so they are the same. But if you find the needle, because I forgot which one, we do include two different type of needles. So the 36 usually longer, right? So those are the 36. And let me see if I have a shorter one. Don't see. Okay, so in the tool or our smaller kit, we include is a 38. You can see this one is shorter. So that is a 38 is shorter. Yeah, but different manufacturer, the needle length is all different. But just you feel, you grab it and try it, see. So the bigger one has a more resistant. So you can hear. So this I have to use more force, and the smaller one is very smooth. So that's why small is good to load in the tool. So if you get a tool from Clover, so they are include is a 38. Okay.
Jackie,
Yeah.
how can you tell when your needles are getting dull?
Okay, so that's a great question. So when you are, the needle is not the tip, the matter is not the tip. So if you look at it, so tip is very sharp. So that should be always be very sharp. But the side, it matters. So you use your finger to move this around the edge. You will see you will feel it's rough. When you move this way, it's smooth. When you move this way, it's rough. So then the needle, it still works if you can feel rough. If you feel it's very smooth, usually, actually the felting needle won't get dull that easy, but at least a couple years. But usually it's a break the needle, so I break the tips in the some of the work, and that's the case. Yeah, usually because the wool fiber is very soft, so they are not damaging the needle.
So as long as the needle feels rough when it's going
Yeah,
in the one direction, then it's still sharp.
yeah. So you can feel it when you poke it in, you feel the resistance, and then when you pull it out, it's smooth. So and that is that the needle is still good. If you properly use, the needle can last many years. Yeah.
I have,
Mhm. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, Jackie, I had another question. I have one of these pens, but mine has 3 needles in it, not 2.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the reason I was questioning as to whether or not they were still sharp is that I've hardly ever used this,
Mhm.
but it just seems like it resists going in. It comes out okay. But it doesn't seem as easy to use as a single needle.
Yeah. So do you have the pink one like that, like this one?
No, mine is actually colored blue, but it's the same design. It's just a different color.
Yeah. I think that's so yeah, I know exactly what you have. So those are the China there's a Chinese company, they kind of copy Clover. Clover is a Japanese company. So they copied the idea for this one, but the needle they include is not very good. So
Yeah, the
what you
needles
can,
are not good in the blue one.
yeah, the needle is not good, but the grip is, you can still use it. Don't throw the grip away. So what you can do is you can,
Change the needles.
yeah, change the needle to the 38. And if it still resists, you just load 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so that will, you can still use the tool. Yeah. Yeah, the China company, the blue one, the needle is not. That's why the price is a big difference. So the needle they include is not as good as the Clover one. Yeah, one of my favorite needle is from Clover, but they're a little bit pricey. I like the feel when you use the needle they offer. You feel the sound is different. The feeling is different. You feel the sound is like a chick, 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 chick. And so you don't have to use a lot of force. Yeah, those are my favorite one.
I actually splurged and I have 2 pink handles, one with 3 needles for like body work and one for 1 needle for details.
Great, yeah. You can see my box. I have like a whole bunch of different needles. Yeah, and let me show you one thing. This guy.
Oh my God.
So almost like a shower head. So this, actually I feel it's useless. So I say, oh, it's so cool. I can work very fast, but it's just so many. And I think there's a 20. So it's just so many. It's very hard to use. I try to load 40, the smaller size, and still very hard for my hands, but probably good for the flat. and also very heavy.
Where did you go?
We can't hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, because my mic is linked to this camera, but this camera keeps shutting off. Okay, so yeah, let's keep working on this. And I also have the electric needles. And those are, and also I found those are hard to use unless you have a bigger project. So for the bigger needle, you need to the piece you work on needs to be bigger. So you have this space for your finger. Okay, so now I have this one. Let me see. Yeah, Cooper has another needle. Is the green. I found this one is hard to use. I don't recommend if you work on 3-dimensional. So this actually only give you very small distance. So you're doing that. I find just so much as resistant because the spring inside, and you have to push this. I think it's good for the flat piece. Yeah, I'd rather just use this. Has a lot more power. Okay, so now I have the bottom part. So let me check on everybody. Okay, great. Yeah, awesome. Looks great. Yeah, Charlie, I like it, the contrast of the two colors. Great. Yeah, Heather. Yeah, great. Very cool. Great, Britt. That's great.
Can I see everybody spin the back? Because mine's not so hot.
I didn't do anything with it yet. I think it's too big on mine.
I haven't done anything with mine yet either, because there's a tail that goes on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. So there's a tail.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, the back is we just work on the major body part, and then we will start creating the fins, creating the teeth. So this is the kind of like the base to work on. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's continue on this. So the next part we can start working on the fan. The fan is a little tricky because this is a need to work on. We are going to learn the flat piece. Flat piece is sometimes a little bit hard for beginner. So we are working on this part. So we are making this a separate, not direct from the body. So we are working on the mat. And so we want to choose the color. So I like this is a more contrast color. And the design, I think is you feel they are they live in the same world is to, so the fan, you can see those are the bone, right? So if we say the kind of like a bone, right? So those are the bone, and I like use the bone is the same color as the body. So here. So that way you feel they are the same. So you feel the fan is growing from the, oh, here. The fan is growing from the body. And also this one. This one. See, this is a little bit different. So, but you can see this is kind of growing from the body. Kind of like the arms. Yeah. And you can create a flat piece that use a different color and then use the same color as the body. So let it grow it out. Yeah. So we need the 3. So we have 2 side fans and 1 tail. Same as
They
last.
all made the same?
Yeah, they're made the same. So, but you can tweak the size. This one's a little bit different. I create a little kind of like the, so this is one big piece like that. Yeah, then you can decide so what you want to do. This one. So for the fan, I am going to use the red. I think it's very pop. So like use the red. So first you want to create a flat piece. So just grab enough.
Excuse me, Jackie, you're slightly out of frame.
Okay, yeah. Oh, can you see me?
That's better.
Okay, so yeah, so grab a small amount and don't need too much, and then lay down the mat and start poking. So this part is very important. So when you poke the beginning, don't poke too deep. So do really light tap. And then use your finger to kind of grab the outside and put it in. Then put it in. So do very, very light, because if you poke it too deep, your piece will stuck in the stick to the mat. That's not what we want. So we just want.
Are you having interference from the Blue Angels?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I think it's the one of my cameras keep overheating. And okay, can you see me okay? Okay, so just light tap. So make sure this is very light. And just a little bit, and then I need to take it out, because if I continue work on this will stick. So then just be very careful, just peel it out. Try to hold so doing that, doing this. So take out this part and then flip, and then poke the fiber again.
I learned a little tip on when you're felting these kind of little things, is to felt it on your mat, but put a piece of parchment paper down.
Yeah,
And felt your little piece on top of the paper, so when you pull it up, it doesn't deform it anyway. It just pulls right up.
Yeah, you can do that. So I saw some people actually put another piece of felt too, so that way it also can help. Yeah, but just I think this is a way, it's very quick.
Okay, so we want a triangle shape, sort of?
Yeah, a little triangle shape, But it's all depends, like in the fan, you want to square, also fine, you want the triangle. So my
Okay.
design is going to be like that. So I have and then you can flip a couple times and then poke the fiber down.
Okay.
Yeah. Another
Cool.
tip. So this should be very easy to take it out once it locks. Right. So and another tips, you can put in your hand and then use your hand to kind of reinforce this. Because our hand can also move the fiber too. And then just poke again. So the mat and the piece on top is not too easy to felt because the way we make the mat is using water and soap. So they are wet felted, so they are very bonded very, very well. But we are using needle felt. So needle felt actually doesn't work with wet felt that well. And then I use that as the technique to create a felting mat. This is how I discover how I invent the felting mat. So but I was creating a lot of felt balls too, because all my characters start with a ball at the beginning, and I was using my my washing machine to create the ball, and then I start felting the eyes, the feature on top. So 1 year at Makers Fair, so one of the customer bought our bought an owl, and after like maybe like 10 minutes or 20 minutes, so she came back and say the eyes fall off. And they said, oh no, the eyes fall off. And I tried to put it back. It's very hard to let it stick. Then I realized wet felt and needle felt is not working very well because once you wet felt it, wet felts tend to become itself. So it doesn't want to take any fibers. And I said, oh, that maybe I can use that as the base. So then we have this felting mat actually works quite well. Okay, so I have one piece here, then we need 2 more. So you don't have to make it very big. So like for example, this one, so like this, so it will be kind of probably like this size. So this probably are already too big. Yeah. So I know this is a big, more than I need. So the next one I will make it a lot smaller. And also this piece doesn't have to be very, very solid because we will later on we'll create a bone for the fan. So it can be still very soft, that's fine. 2.
Jackie, if you ever make a piece too big,
Yeah.
would you recommend taking a pair of scissors and cutting it down to the shape and size you need, and then, you know, then needle it until it's smooth again?
Yeah, so usually I don't cut it, but it depends. If this is already felt very well, so I can just scissor and cut it, because what happened when you cut it, it create a very sharp line, and then you have to kind of fluffen it up, and then you poke it back.
Right.
And also when you cut it, it actually create a lot of short fibers, so they are not combined well. So, but what you can do is you can use your finger to kind of move those out and then poke it again. yeah, you definitely can use a scissor. And also if it's not felt too well, then you can just use your hand to pull it out. Like this one, I didn't felt that well, so I can just try to grab it. And then you want to hold the part you don't want to be taken out. Right, so I hold this very tight and then just grab that. So this will only grab the one I need to take it out. So it will not take all the way from here. So now I'm making this smaller. Okay, so now we have this one. So we have two. Yeah, those can be don't have to be like really the exactly shape. So this can be very random. Okay, do we have all the flat piece? So not yet.
Not quite.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry.
I'm still working on my first.
Okay. Yeah, the flap is a little tricky, but don't worry too much because when we put a bone, you will see this is will work. Yeah, like this piece, I'm not felt this one very well.
So Jackie, when you break a needle inside of one of these, how do you get it out?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, it's a hard, but usually first thing you will feel it break the needle, so you will feel, right? And then first you don't want to turn it, you want to know what direction. So, and then for example, if I poke this, right, and then break the needle, so my tip is going down. And then either if it's a big, you cannot push it out, right? So then you want to find a pair of scissors to cut it open and then take it out. So don't use your finger to push it out because it will poke yourself. But a lot of time is I have no idea where it went. So it might be somewhere inside. That part usually I just cut it open, cut it where the problem is, and then I just cut it open, and then the scissor actually can feel it. And the good scissor to use is a very sharp tips, the scissor. So those can find it. And also I have this portable metal detector, little small metal detector. So kind of just scan it and it will beep. And then if oh, that's probably that area, then I cut it. Yeah. Sometimes just a lot of work and then I just throw it away.
Oh, that's a lot of work to throw away. So it's a portable metal detector? I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, it's a little here. Let me show you. This one. Let's see here. Camera. Where is it? This one. So this one, so it actually is I think it's a magnet. You hear the sound. So if you feel the needle, it will make the sound. So little portable. So this actually is a tailor. So then when they inspect their garment, so they use this to kind of quick scan to see if they still has a needle. And also for the industrial, they have this a bigger machine. So every single thing, if you use a needle to touch it, like the plush toy, so anything that's a sewing machine involved, they have to have a pass through the metal detector. because a lot of time the needle actually breaks inside, so they have to use that to take out the piece for the quality control and the safety.
Wonderful, thank you.
Welcome. Okay, so. Okay, so now we have this, the fan, I can work on the next. If you still work on the flat, that's totally okay. We'll talk about the connection, the bone, right? So we're using the same color as the body. So the darker color, so they feel that they grow from the body. And then I can just grab small piece and just twist this. So I want to create a kind of like the bone, and then so I can twist that and then put this on top of the flat. And okay, so let's work on this a little more, because the tips is very soft, but that's okay. I can just fold it back, and then I just find one side and then poke the fiber down. And also very light tap. And then I can, because this is an extra, so I can fold it in. You don't have to do this part, but this is a more of a give our anglerfish a lot more details. Okay, then I have one, and then I remember to take it out and flip, and then poke it back again to make sure all of them are connect. So this part can be soft, so don't worry about the need to like really good construction, because usually they're not holding the weight. Okay. And I can also use my hand to reinforce this a little more. Okay. All right, one down, so just need a couple more. Use my hand to just grab it. And then poke the fiber down. Okay, so the bone, second part will be here. And then just poke the fiber in. So this is an extra, and I just fold it back. And then poke. So this part is a more delicate. It's like creating a little painting. And then I remember to flip. So the backside doesn't matter that much unless this is the tail. So this will be the side fin, so that's okay. Then the third one is a shorter. The third one is shorter and also folded in. So this part takes some time to do. And then you can use your hand to reinforce this a little. Okay, so once I have that, the base need a lot more, so I can have a good connection. But you don't have to. You can just, so you can see here, if I want to connect, so I can just put this on. So that will have this fan here. So that works too. But if you are going to create a character like this, you can see the bottom part, it has a big ball in here. So then you can wrap a lot more, and then you can create this arm look fish. And this, let's see. So this one, it actually is a direct contact. So you can just put the flat piece and filter into the body. This also works, depending on the design. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's continue working on the fan. It may take a little bit. So any question?
My bones are too thick.
Yeah, if it's too thick, you can use your hand to just twist this.
Can you show us where the tail fin goes?
The tail fan is going to the back.
Okay, but can I see yours?
Yeah, I haven't finished yet. So, but
Oh, okay, I just wanted to see, yeah, and then you're just gonna attach it to that.
yeah, just attach it.
Oh, okay, I just wanted some idea.
Yeah, so I leave those like that. So when I attach to it, and then I can have enough material against,
Okay,
so they can be very nice to connect.
yeah, I didn't leave any fluff back there.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So if you
I'll
don't have,
add some.
yeah, you can add some, or you can use your hand to kind of take it out a little bit.
Right,
Yeah, so then this, you create a fluff, even this is no fluff, you can create. Then connect be easy. So I would just go direct, put on top. So I will put here, let's see. So this part usually we will do a little bit of figure it out. So kind of maybe here. And then just poke it in. So I would do this poke, I would do very deep. So the needle will carry the fiber all the way in. So that way this is a connect a lot better. And then both sides. So I have that. So let's work on another one. So use your hand to roll this to reinforce this to be skinnier, and then poke down.
Jackie?
Mhm.
I got a little overexcited with my poking and the color came out the other side of the flat piece.
Yeah,
Is there a way to fix that or do I just cover it up?
just cover up.
Okay.
Yeah, and also look at if you are if this is a side, right? So you can make that so the other side actually doesn't matter that much. So see, my also gets over a little bit too. So then you can just hide it.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, so if you are covering, so sometimes so for Angular it's a lot forgivable, so it's okay. But sometimes other characters, you create one side and all the color is sticking out to other side. So what you can do is you can put a thin layer and then just really light tap. So, and also your needle goes through an angle. So you will not go straight down, because if you go straight down, it will show up on the other side. So you can go to an angle, it still connect, and also you can see I'm not moving much. So that way, this actually, the color will go in, but it's not showing on the other side. But this one, actually, I intentionally make this showing on other side. So when I flip, so this side already has some bones too. So I don't have to recreate. Yeah, and also remember to move your shoulder a little bit. So since we're already working an hour and a half now, so move your shoulder, stretch. And then another piece, put it here. And then the other one. I remember when I do the when I preparing the Comic-Con. So our anglerfish is a very popular design. So I have this part I hate the most, because there's a lot of smaller things I have to do. So usually I ask my wife to help me to create those fans. Yeah, especially if it's a larger piece. So it has a lot of different smaller fans. Okay, so now I have the second one and I want to find the right spot. So this one, maybe, so when you put the piece on, the design on, right? So the good way is to look at it where, so if I look at this is a kind of not very unique. So I would do is that maybe I move this down, and then they start the more uniqueness. And also you can decide you want to push back or you want to push it forward. So that way you kind of play and to figure it out. So I'll do a lot more forward and also the lower. That also is a design choice. That's why every single anglerfish I create is all different. Okay, so how are we doing so far? Great.
Well, I got my first one all the way done.
Great, yeah, that's nice. Great, Sarah, that's great. Oh, cool. I like the color you choose.
Working on number one.
That's great. I really like the yellow, the tail. That's great. It's very contrast. It's very cool. Great. Okay, so is the beginning again use the ball down again. Okay, yeah, so yeah, we totally can use the wool ball as the body. So you can because last year we have the snowman class, so we are using the wool ball we already create, and you can use a ball and you wrap around with the wrap around the color. So then you can create anglerfish as well. That can save you some time to not create a core. Yeah, wool ball actually has a lot of use. You can, so as I said, when I first started doing wool buddy, all I do is just create a lot of balls and make it into a penguin, make it into a frog, make it into all the different characters. So it's all based on a ball. And that actually give me the limits. So I cannot go too crazy to create characters. I have to see how can I use the ball to make into a different characters. Yep. Okay, so let's create the tail. Camera is back. Yeah, I think somehow the two of my camera is overheating today. So yeah, I have to figure out the setting.
You can blame it on Fleet Week. It's all those blue angels going everywhere.
Well, Andrew, yeah. Okay. So this will be the tail, because the tail you will see the both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a very long piece, so it can overlap, so it can fold it into other side. And doing that, you can see this is twice as long as the other one. So when I poke those down, and then I can flip, so then I still have enough, and then just fold it back. And then so my other side has enough material. Same thing here. Yeah, this part takes a while. So don't worry, take your time. And then once I have this one ready, I can use my hand to kind of reinforce this to make it flat, because sometimes this also helps take out the extra fiber too, to kind of squeeze this, flatten it out, and then just poke a little. Okay. And then I can put this on the tail and then poke the fiber down. This one is a little tricky because this is a more three-dimensional, so I want to make sure this is a go from the fin all the way into the body. And then also both sides. But, and you can see I still have those extra excess, and then I can start poke them in. Because I need to make sure the fin is locked in, then I start to do the extra excess. So the structural will be right. Yeah, and also I can use my hand to move this a little to test it out, see if this is good. Yeah, and also I found this line is very sharp, so I can put a little bit of red, so they, because I want them blend better. So this actually solved that problem. Okay, yeah, let's continue work on the fans, and if you're done, then we can move on the teeth, the eyes. And also the lights. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to push the shape a little more since we already have the basic design. So I'm using my finger to hold it. Then I can use, then I can sculpt that. Okay. Okay, so how we doing?
Pretty good, almost done.
Great, yeah. Cool.
Last one.
That's great, yeah.
You guys are really fast. Have you done this before?
I have.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
working, I'm just working on the bones part, so.
yeah, this part takes a while. So this is a lot to deal with.
It's really fun though.
Great. Yeah, felting is a super fun.
I know I'm gonna keep doing this.
That's
Thank
great.
you, Phyllis.
You're welcome. I'm waving. There I am.
Oh, hi. I love you, my friend.
I love you too. I love Wool Body. I love Jackie.
Thank
Here-
you so much.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. I've known Phyllis since 1977 or 8.
Wow. Is this the first time, your first time felting?
Me, yes.
Great.
Phyllis bought me the kit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beginning is kind of like when I first see my friend was working on felting, I can't figure it out. Why you poking the fiber? And then after I try, I just fall in love with the process. So
It's really cool. I love being able to blend the colors.
uh-huh.
That's way cool.
Yep. Yeah, felting is very forgiving. So so you can just work and you can put it down and then come back later. Okay, so yeah, is everybody still working on the fan? Oh, Laura,
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing this when we're done. I'll finish it up, that part.
yeah, don't worry, take your time. So yeah, after well, I will still stay for a little bit, and then after we're done, we'll stay a little bit so you guys can continue ask questions. So yeah, because very end, we usually do is we do take a group picture, so we have everybody's put it in front of their cameras, and we take a screenshot. Okay, so the
All
next,
incriminating evidence.
yeah.
So it's kind of gonna look like that, right?
Oh yeah,
And I-
yeah, very nice, cool.
I'm going the opposite of what you did in color, I think, but
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Compa is there's no right or wrong in the felting world. You can just do you feels right and you like it, then that's the key.
Cool. I like that.
Okay, so the next part we are going to work on the teeth. So that's one of my favorite part. Yeah, so if you still work on the fan, that's totally fine. We can continue work on the fan, or you want to jump into the teeth, also good. Because we can still finish the fence later too.
Yeah.
Okay. So the teeth is so we want to put some of the teeth here. Teeth has several different design we can do, but I want to do we are going to do the simpler one, but later on if you want to explore, so those are the more three-dimensional teeth. So those are a lot harder, so we don't do this today. This is you have to create like a separate part and connect.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what we do is those teeth. We direct work on top of the body. So those are also works really well with the anglerfish. Okay. All right, so let's start with so usually I do is I put a little bit of darker color underneath the connection where the teeth gonna go, so that will make the teeth pop, especially if you work on white, right? So if you work on the panda or panda doesn't have the crazy teeth. If you work on some character that's white color and then you want to have some, so like this. Right, so this has a little darker shadow color, so to let the teeth pop, so it will see very clear. So what I did is to put a little bit of brown or black. Let's see, the black thing is good. So put a little shadow. So kind of very organic. So around that. Don't have to be a lot, so just a little bit. So now I know this will be the line for the teeth. So you can put this several different colors. So this will be on underneath because once we put the teeth on, so they are going to disappear. But in between, you will see some of the color underneath. Yeah, also put a little red. So this is some shadow, some color, so they are not too plain. Okay, so we have that. The camera. So put just a little bit of the darker color. And then we are going to make the teeth. So the teeth is actually very simple, but a little bit tricky. So you want to grab a small amount of a white, and then you use your finger to kind of, I do it very slow. So you just fold this. Because you want to create a shape like that. So let me do this again. So just a small amount, and then you use your finger. So this hand is kind of just grab. This is holding the base, right? So this just, it's very hard to explain how this. So you just use your finger to try to make a cone shape. Because I think inside my hand is kind of like this. So this has a little angle. And then if I continue to push them, so then we'll have this a little cone shape like that. Yeah, don't have to be exact, it's okay. And then once you have this little piece, and then you can find the space and put it on top. And then poke the fiber down. So I will do the outside first to shape it, and then poke it inside. Because this
Excuse me,
one,
Jackie, you don't felt the tooth first?
no,
So you didn't felt it first?
yeah,
Okay.
this one I do direct on the body, so that way it'd be easy. So if I do more three-dimensional, I can create outside on the mat, create a little cone and then attach.
Okay.
That also works too. So that is if you want to create like three-dimensional. So
Oh, I see.
that
Okay.
also works. Yeah, this way, this is a lot faster and also very strong. Yeah, and also you can combine this too. So you can do, some of them are the three-dimensional sticking out, some of them just direct on top. So that also a great way to do this. So I have one. And then I can start working on that. So you can see I'm also shaping the same time. Okay, so one down, and then I can create several, the smaller one. The smaller one is easier. What you can do, you can just grab, you can use your hand to just roll this and then put on top. And then this is a more of using your needle to create a shape. So some of the teeth going up, some of it going down. And then several of the smaller one. And remember, look at after you've done several, and look at the front to see if this is what you are aiming for. Yeah, I will make a 3-dimensional one. Just for the reference. So if you make a 3-dimensional one, you probably need a more material because this has to be very firm. So you can see I'm using my hand to kind of twist this couple times, so that way this will be felt as well. And then put on the mat and then poke the fiber down to lock the shape. Okay. Yeah, just create a couple of these and test it out, see how you like it. You can move them around. So now create this 3-dimensional one. And then we'll find the space and put it. I'm probably gonna go this side. Okay, and then another one. Yeah, I want to do one side is bigger than other. Okay, so now I have that. Yeah, just try and see if this works. If it doesn't work, and fix it. So like I think this one is a little bit too big. Yeah, you can always adjust this. So if you don't like it, you can just take it out. I want a couple more small one here on this side. I think the first time we are using, I'm creating this design is the alligator. So when I do the first time with alligator, I have a hard time to figure out how I'm going to create all those teeth. So then I say, oh, why? Usually, the mouse is going to here then inside, right? So that would be a lot of work. And then I found, oh, why not they just grow outside? And ever since, all the monsters, creatures has teeth, or dragons, sharks, so their teeth all growing outside. So that's become one of the design decision. Okay. So let's see how everybody doing.
I have one tooth.
That's great, yeah. Sometimes my character just have one. It works. Especially when it's a baby, so I only have one. Great.
Almost done with one tooth.
Charlie, that's great. I love it. Awesome. Yeah, Heather, wow, that's cool. Great, yeah, let me see. Okay. Wow, that's great.
I'm still working on my fins,
Okay, yeah, take your time.
so I'm watching you.
Yeah. Yes, and also if you don't, some parts you don't catch up, and we will send you the recording after the class. So, and then you can, if you want, it's missing some part, you can rewatch them too.
Oh, we can rewatch it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
record,
okay.
I record this, so you will receive an email. It has a recording, and you can watch it. We will upload this the recording on YouTube, the private YouTube. So you will only the link works. So you will receive the link.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because sometimes some part, because unfortunately we are not in person, right? So kind of this format, some part this is the way we can work around.
So Jackie, what's your next class after this one?
The next one, we are going to have a spooky monster before the Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah, so we are creating those monster plants. So let me see. And you can vote for which one you want to make. And we will definitely send everybody who signed up for the class will have yeah, we're not going to last year we teach pumpkin monster, so but we already have that recording, so you will get the recording for the pumpkin, and we are working on another monster in the class, so then you have both.
Oh,
Great, yeah. Yeah, so we will send out the email so you can sign up for that. Those are fun. What other characters you guys want to learn?
a troll.
What?
A troll.
I want to learn your sheep. I need practice with those little balls.
Little balls, yeah. Sheep is tricky. So I remember my friend was working on the sheep. So, and so I think I met him at in New York Comic-Con. So the second year I went, and she said, yeah, I already finished like 20 balls. I haven't put it on. So it's just like a whole year making 20 balls. Yeah, but there's a some little trick is when we work on the eyes for the character, I will show you how to use the same technique to create those balls for the sheep. That's exactly the same technique.
Okay, Jackie,
Oh,
this
nice.
is the one tooth wonder so far.
Yeah.
My fins are done, but I haven't attached them yet.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Just out of curiosity, I have the sheep. I made the sheep and I made the pumpkin last year. If anybody wants to see them, I'll be happy to hold them up.
Please? That would be awesome.
I mean, just so that you can see, the pumpkin one was so much fun.
Yeah, pumpkin is a lot of fun.
Here, hang on a sec. I'll go get them real quick. That's what I say, but at my little work table here and let's see.
No, don't steal my stuff, Kitty. No. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, one of my cats, he loved to steal my stuff too.
I bought a special desk to do my needle felting, a roll top, so I could close it down and when I leave the room because the cats steal everything.
Uh-huh.
I have a cat that's a pen thief. So I can't leave any needles or anything laying around because they steal them.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's great. See?
Jackie, that's my
Yes.
pumpkin from last year.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And here's the sheep.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Oh, neat.
Oh, it's so cute.
Cute.
Super cute.
He's a big boy too, because
Yeah.
I mean, you can see I have both my hands, but he was a
Yeah,
lot of fun
very
too.
funny.
But that's a lot of wool balls, let me tell you.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to get caught up on some of my old kits and I have my little ladybugs.
Oh,
Oh,
cute.
And then this kit is the little bees.
The
Aw. Sweet.
Thank you for recording all these videos, Jackie.
This is the first time I ever bought a kit. All of the other ones that I've made, I bought Jackie's book.
Mhm.
And it's got the shark and, oh, I've made Stanley the Frog. There's quite a few others in there that I've done, but
This
was
is
the
my
first time
favorite.
I got a kit.
Let's see. Oh,
Oh.
cute. I love it, Phyllis. That's neat.
Toro,
Is that the rabbit?
the Toro.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
that's-
I
Toro.
think he's not done, but he's so cute.
That is cute.
I did a Totoro too, and it's absolutely my
Yes,
favorite.
Yours is finished, mine isn't.
That's sweet.
Yeah, so that's Pin Sarah's.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And I
Yeah,
also
yeah.
like the R2. The
Yeah.
R2 was
Oh,
my
I
other
did
favorite.
that. Oh, that's
Yeah,
hard.
Archer is fun.
It was very hard.
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah, Archer is
I know there are some things I can't do. That's one of them. I'm impressed. So Jackie, are
Yeah.
all the videos available on?
Well, I have to look at it. Some older one, we lost some of the one, but most of it are available.
Okay, because I'm looking for the snowman one again.
The snowman, okay. So did you join the snowman class last year?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Send us an email, then we will find the recording. for you.
okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. If you need any video, you join the class and somehow you cannot find it, just send us an email.
Sure.
Here's the
Thank you.
snowman.
Wow, snowman.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Huh.
Yeah.
It's snowman, and here's Santa Claus. Here's the Santa Claus.
Oh, nice.
That's
Wow,
cute.
sweet.
So good.
Oh, great.
Good job.
Mm. Okay, so let's continue the anglerfish.
Okay.
Okay, so the next part is the eyes. And the eyes is the technique we use is also same as the create the felt balls. So we work direct on the body. So the beginning I was create for the sheep, I was create a lot of felt balls, but I found it's hard to connect because the felt balls already all felt. So it's all every surface or smooth. So there's not enough fiber to grab into the body. So after a while, the ball fall off. So now we found a way to actually direct connect to the body. But before that, we want to show you a little characters I create. those multi-eyes pumpkins.
Oh my God.
The reason I create this is because I need the eye is very important, where to place it. So those actually has a little pins. And then I can
Oh,
stick it to it, and then I can figure out the size. So some are clay, some are felt. So like, see, if I want to a very small eye, you can see this give you a whole different look, right? So if I want to use a big eye, let's see, he's a different character now. And then I can
oh,
move
how
this,
fun.
and then yeah, actually I like this one. So this actually really twist. So his teeth is here, his eyes is here, he's looking at so it's totally off balance. That's very cartoony. And if I create funny characters, and this is probably I'm going to aim for. This has become a very good tool for me to kind of figure out the different, especially for character design. So this, I just stick all the eyes to the pumpkins. So the big one is a felt. I create felt ball and put a little dots on top. And the small one is very hard for create felt, but since this is just for my reference, I use a little polymer clay, and then just grab. So those are the cloth pin. So I just wrap it with a polymer clay and bake it. The very low temperature, so the inside the cloth the pen will melt. Okay, so there's a little characters. Yeah, and then so if you start creating a lot more, you can make some, so they will help you to speed up. And then okay, so yeah, just put it here, so I remember. And then the next part is to create the ball. So the same thing as when we create a three-dimensional teeth. Is used, grab a small amount and just roll it. So this way, you want to roll this kind of like that. So my left hand is always holding like this. So this will be the top. And then my right hand is try to grab, try to capture, to kind of squeeze and capture. And then you will see it has this little felt ball like that. It's still soft, it's still loose. It's not connected yet, but I can play this to the characters. And then don't release your finger yet. And then start poking. Make sure it locks. Then you can release your finger. So beginning kind of a little bit tricky, but once you get familiar with this, actually really fast. So you can do very fast to create felt balls on top of the body, because you are not touching the top yet, right? So here we just put them to the top. And then once it's locked, then you can start working on the top. So very easy to create a felt ball on top. So for example, if this is a sheep, so you have a base and then just continue to create this felt ball around this body. Okay, so that's one eye. And then we can roll a small amount of the black. And then now we need to use a single needle to see where it's gonna look. I remember he was looking at this side. So the look is very important. So it actually make a huge difference. So you can see the dot if I put it here. Let me pin my this. So you can see, so he actually is looking at this teeth here. So it's a different, and then it looks the other side. So they're different. So you can try it and see. I'll have that. So one down. And then I already forgot where did I put the last one. So I think it's put in this here. Yeah. Okay, or I think he's looking at that. Okay. And that's the second one I would make as smaller.
We're almost done. We're making
What are you
fish,
making?
fish monster.
Is
So-
this the pole thing with your needle?
Yeah,
Okay.
needle felting.
So just poke the fiber down and then create a smaller one. You can see small ones a lot faster. Okay. And then the second eye is important. Okay, so now I have two eyes. Okay. I like it. Let me pin you so everyone can see. That's so good. Great. Wow, Sarah, that's great. Yeah, wow. Wow, great. Yeah, you guys did a great job. So, yeah, so the teeth, the eyes, one thing is very unique for the anglerfish is the lights. So the lights also are tricky. So it's a separate piece. So okay, let me give you guys some time so to wrap up, and then we can work on the very last piece for the character. So any questions so far? Good. Okay. Let's see if my camera is coming back. Okay, so the next part. Okay. You can continue work on the previous part, the eyes or the teeth. But I can start working on so if you finish, you can so we can work on the next part. So the next part is the anglerfish, the lights. So you see this guy, so he has a very long light. So I'm planning to put a little LED inside. So this is a little hanging thing I create and can hang on the wall. So but you don't have to create like very long, because then you need to work a lot longer to create a long, or you can do you can put a pipe cleaner, or you can put aluminum wire inside, so this actually can bend it. But this is a short, so this just the felt. So the whole structure, the light part is a different color, and this part is can connect to the body. You can use the same color as what's the body is. So this is what we are aiming for. Okay. So the process is grab a small amount and then kind of like what we did earlier. So, but this part we want to roll this. So the first thing you want to kind of have this long shape, right? Long amount, so still soft. And then you use your finger to kind of twist this to start. And then put on the mat. And then I want to tap a little bit. Kind of felt into the mat a little bit. And then I can start twist it. So the twist will help. This part will be very solid. And then poke. And then it'll twist. So I use my finger to hold it because I think the felt is not quite strong enough. And then poke the fiber. So it's kind of like the yarn that the technique, how yarn bound together, because this is the material. So once you spin it and turn this into a yarn, so that's the same thing. So what we did here is also the same. Okay, so now I have that, and then I can take it out, and then use my hand to reinforce this. Because this actually is start popping back, right? So start getting soft, then I need to poke it back. Okay. So don't try not make it too long, because this will be you will spend a lot of time to make this light. Okay, and then continue use your hand to reinforce this. So once you feel this is a solid and you have a good amount, and then you can start to turn it, because we want this have a curve. And then we can test this, see if this works. Yeah. So just this piece. Oh, and one thing is I found I don't have enough for the base. So either I can just use the hand to separate them, or I can grab some more. So that way, when I connect, I have enough material to connect. I think that's good. And then I can decide what's the light gonna be, what color. So I want to have a very bright yellow. And also I want this is more of a cartoony graphic look. So I will create a perfect felt ball. So to create a felt ball is like kind of like what we create earlier. So just poke the fiber. Very gentle. The key is not poke it too deep. And then just move around. But this part actually don't have to create a ball. You can create any shapes that works. But here just to see. So in the future, if you watching recordings or you want to create a ball, this is how you create a three-dimensional ball. And always you can use your hand to reinforce this. And after that, remember to poke a little bit. So now I have this ball and I can connect. So just poke the fiber down. Yeah, the process is the same. Okay, so this is a I can show you if you still work on the previous steps, and I will show you again. I'll create a little light. So how are you guys doing so far?
So far, so good.
Great. Yeah, Heather, good. Yeah, Sarah, that's awesome. So how fascinating, everyone's making so different characters. Okay, so once you have this the lights, right? And then you can start to connect. And you can see I intentionally keep those bases fluff, so I have a good amount of material to connect. So that's very important, and it actually gives you a very good transition. So if I put here, and then I can, so I want to separate this a little more, so that way I have a good transition. So then I have to decide where the light gonna go. So I think that the design for that is kind of going. So he actually look at the lights himself. So, and then I can put them in. So remember the connection, when it's a big piece to connect to another, you want to poke it deeper. And also it's good to put another, some other layers, second layers on top. So that way this will be not easy to fall apart. And you can apply all the technique we learned in the class. So because they are you can share the different technique in different projects or different designs. Okay, so let's check on everybody. All right, I love it. Great. I love it, yeah. Charlotte, that's great.
He's cute.
Heather, that's cool. Wow, that's cool. I like the two teeth. And the eyes look in different directions. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Okay, yeah, any questions so far? So this is the characters we made today. So little anglerfish, and yeah.
Did you want to take everybody's picture?
Yeah, let's give a couple more minutes. So let's everybody wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm almost done with my light.
Great, yeah.
Wow, you guys are fast.
It's okay, Patrice. I'm still on the body. See,
Yeah.
no fish, no tail, no nothing, just the
Uh-huh.
body. But
That's
I have a needle for the light.
Yeah.
I'm having a problem with trying to decide if I should do it this way or that way, but I'll play around with it.
Yeah, yeah. It depends on the design. Sometimes I like it has a very heavy bottom,
Yeah,
so it kind of like give you a really big jaw. Sometimes the reverse is different.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I just keep adding a little bit at a time,
yeah.
but I love to see everybody's when they're, oh, that's pretty, Laura.
Laura, yeah,
Thank you.
that's beautiful. Remind me the Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, that's adorable, Maria's person. Oh, Britt, no,
I can't
Britt's.
see it. She has to talk.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Okay, so yeah, let's take a group picture. So if you can,
Well, give me 1 second.
It's this way.
take your time. So let me set up my camera. Oops, still not.
Well, my light is almost finished, but it's not attached.
I have a no mouth.
Okay, so let me grab a picture.
Oh, that's great. Oh, they look awesome.
Great. Are you ready?
I think I have too many teeth in my mouth.
Yeah, let me check. See, everybody put on your anglerfish. We will take a screenshot.
Hang on one.
Hold on.
He's almost attached.
Yeah, so let me grab 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1. Okay, let me take another one.
Okay, hold on 1 sec. I just need a.
Okay, yeah, take your time. Take your time. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you.
Well,
That's awesome.
That's great.
Okay, yeah, ready? So put in front of the camera. So I'll take a screenshot. Okay, hold on. Grab it. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, great, perfect. All right, thank you so much. I hope you guys have fun.
yes.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
great.
we
Yeah.
did.
Well, I
Yeah.
have, I just have to attach a few more teeth in my fins and I'm
Uh-huh.
good.
Yeah, it's already looking really
You
cool.
guys
Yeah,
are way ahead of me.
yeah,
I'm
send
still
us.
on the body.
Yeah, once you're done, take some pictures, share with us. We love to see. And yeah, that's one of my favorite to see everybody's finished work. And I hope you enjoy the class. And also our next class will be the Spooky Monster class. So you can sign up on our website. And also
Okay.
we'll send out the email before the class. Okay, yeah.
Sounds
So
good.
if you
Thank you,
enjoy the
Jackie.
class, yeah, thank you so much. And if you haven't, leave us some reviews for the Sea Animal Kit. That will help us to move the sea, to sell more of the Sea Animal Kits. All right.
Okay.
Will do.
Okay.
you.
Thank you
Bye.
so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. It's nice working with you.
Okay, we'll send you the recording. Okay. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.